project yet. So let's get started. As you can see, this build is very big compared to what I normally build. The building is 44 blocks wide and 70 blocks long, with a total height of 30 blocks at the apex of the roof. And that includes the 2 levels of stairs on the outside that function as a base. At the front, we have a decorative facade with pillars, stairs, and walkways. They're technically functional, but really they're just for show. Inside, there are 3 floors. The first floor has an art gallery, a petting zoo, a witch's shop, and an indoor garden. The second floor has apartments with large floor-to-ceiling windows and a library space well suited for couples. The third floor has apartments that are smaller and cozier, which are perfect for single tenants. This project is based on a real place, but personally, I'd be surprised if you recognized it. This is my interpretation of the Arcade Providence, a shopping mall turned apartment complex located in Providence, Rhode Island. A few years ago, I saw a YouTube video showcasing the arcade and its microlofts, and I've been absolutely in love ever since. I've never visited Rhode Island, so I've never been to the arcade, but I'd love to go see it one day and stay in one of the apartments for a few nights. Fingers crossed I'll actually get to see it for myself. A little history behind the Arcade Providence. Built in 1828, the arcade was the first enclosed shopping mall in the United States. It functioned as a shopping center for about a century before falling into a state of disrepair. In 2013, the arcade reopened with a new design in mind, a mix of local shops and eateries combined with 2 floors of micro-loft residential space. Inside the arcade are 48 apartments, most of them in the 225 square foot range, and 17 retail spaces on the ground floor. Back in 1976, the Arcade Providence was declared a National Historic Landmark, making it one of 45 in the state of Rhode Island. Seeing as it's a Minecraft interpretation of a real structure, I had to take some creative liberties with its construction. We have 16 apartments here instead of 48, making it 1/3 the size of the real deal. The majority of the blocks I used are my big 3, that's diorite, andesite, and granite, with lots of stone and deep slate as well. There's also a considerable amount of glass used on this build, both panes and blocks. The stores and attractions on the first floor are mostly made of concrete or terracotta, and the witch's shop uses dark prismarine. So let's take a look at the progress I've made so far and how I got to this point. Just like my pixel builds, I designed the 3 different floor layouts the two types of micro loft room layouts, and the front facade in Excel. As expected, I had to make some adjustments and tweaks as I started building the physical structure in the game. It was a bit surprising to me how different it was looking at a spreadsheet and actually building it. The building ended up being much larger than I realized. Not only that, but especially for the facade, I was translating a 2D design into a 3D structure. That was definitely a bit of a challenge because in a 2D design, I don't have to account for depth or block mechanics. One of the issues I ran into was how glass interacts with stairs because it doesn't. This means the front of the building is open to the air, with the glass only being on the inside wall, which doesn't have detailed pillars. Let's head on up to the second floor so I can show you Unit 101. 2 villagers live in this unit, each with their own respective occupation station. The librarian has his lectern, and the blacksmith has his cauldron of water. In the kitchen right now, we have a stove with a stone range hood, an oven, a smoker, and an iron fridge, plus the cauldron. There are also item frames with yummy food in them. Because the granite floor is shared, meaning the floor of the second floor is the same block as the ceiling of the first floor, we have carpet throughout the apartment to change it up a bit. Also, as far as I'm aware, you can't put pressure plates on wool. I could be wrong about that. The loft is lit with lanterns on the ceiling, and there are paintings and flower pots all over for decoration. As I mentioned before, the apartments on the second floor have huge floor-to-ceiling windows that offer a fantastic view of the great outdoors. If we move through the line of apartments on this floor, you'll see very slight design changes with the carpet and bed colors cycling through the rainbow and different blocks in the bathroom. With this project, I tried to keep the room layout design as close to the real thing as possible. Both floors incorporate different aspects of the real apartments, while also including some adjustments. Mainly, I wanted to keep the living room and kitchen in the front, with the bedroom, bathroom, and nook towards the back. I also have a completed third floor unit, and in this one you'll see what I mean by smaller and cozier. Straight through the door at the back is a kind of chest of drawers which mimics the real deal. It has kind of a closet space, and no library, and a smaller bathroom, but this bathroom does have a window. So, what do you think? I'm really pleased with how it's coming along so far. Still lots of work to do on the third floor. You can see the entire left side here is without wall guidelines, but the second floor is really coming along. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.